All right, my name is BenjaminGlessner. This is my informational speech for Communication 110 class. Verification of the audience members. All right, folks, my name is BenjaminGlessner. This is my informational speech. The title of my speech is Gagliano's Italian Sausage and the History and Know-How of Sausage. Gagliano's Italian Market has been a mainstay in Pueblo, Colorado for over 90 years. But how did Gagliano's come into existence? Well, thanks to personal interviews with Anthony Gagliano and Josephine Pagano, the owners of Gagliano's Italian Market, the true story of how Gagliano's was created is known. It all began back in the early 1900s. Joe and Carmela Gagliano immigrated to the United States. They were merely searching for a better way of life than what they had in Sicily, Italy. Life initially in the United States wasn't very easy, but there was a large population of Italian immigrants living in Pueblo, Colorado, which is where Joe and Carmela settled at. The fact that there were so many Italian immigrants locally for them, it helped them when they started feeling some of the homesickness that often comes when you relocate to a new place. Through perseverance and hard work, Joe and Carmela saved money for the expressed idea of going into business for themselves and to provide to the local Italian community the food items that they had all grown up with and missed sorely after moving to the United States. So the way the business began was door-to-door sale of milk from a goat that Carmela and Joe had purchased. They would go door to door and sell it to the Italian community so that folks could make their cheese and whatnot and be happy. Well, after going from door to door with the milk sales, they grew the business into importing RF pasta. They were the first company to import RF pasta into Colorado. And the business continued to grow through the years, eventually to the point where they were able to purchase a building and start operating from this storefront, which happens to be the same building that Gagliano's currently is operating in. The goods have changed somewhat through the years, and the one thing though that has been a mainstay through the life of Gagliano's Italian Market is its homemade sausage. This Italian sausage and recipe has stayed true to its roots all the way to the creation of Gagliano's, which has its official date of 1921. But why? What is so important about sausage, and what is the significance of this particular sausage? The answer is, in Sicilian culture, family and food are very important. Family dinners often involve mothers, fathers, sons, brothers, even cousins. The quantity of people can be huge, along with the size of the portions that you'll receive at these meals, much greater than what you would ever get if you went to a restaurant. Pasta with sausage and meatballs is usually one of the main courses that are involved in these meals. And these meals could be weekly, it could be daily, it could be once a month. The point being is, as these meals and get-togethers with the family members are, there's always pasta and sausage. So Gagliano has used this family recipe for their own use, and they've sold it to the community of Pueblo for over 4 generations. Customers have raised their children on the sausage, and this sausage has become part of their family culture. So prior to cooking and eating of any sausage, you got to pull together the items necessary to make it. Thankfully, with Gagliano's being in business for as long as they've done all the homework for us. The hardware necessary for creating sausage includes knives, sharpening rods, grinders, a mixer, a weight scale, approved plastic containers, and a stuffing machine. Quality equipment always makes the job easier, safer, and your end product comes out much better. Gagliano's made contact with various vendors and product suppliers to provide them with the necessary equipment and food product to make the sausage what it is today. So for example, for knives and sharpening rods, Gagliano's decided to go with Mondial Cutlery Corporation. For the approved plastic containers, they contacted Grady's Restaurant Supply. And finally, for the stuffing machine, they contacted Zuber Incorporated. The hardware suppliers provided Gagliano's with the equipment necessary to make the sausage. The product used in the actual sausage is the highest quality pork possible and all natural casings that they filled with the sausage product. All these were provided with Swift Transportation Company. Now Swift Incorporated is located out of Denver, Colorado, and they're the ones that provide and deliver the product to Gagliano's Italian Market. For the spices that are used in the secret recipe, that's provided by Sahadi Foods. They're located in Brooklyn, New York, and they also transport and deliver the product out here to Colorado. So the process of creating sausage is broken down into 3 categories: preparation of the product, mixing of the sausage, and the actual filling of the casings. So preparation of the product begins with receiving the pork product from Swift Corporation. It comes vacuum sealed in packages, so they must remove them from the packages and they must clean the meat. This includes removing any bone chips, any veins from the meat itself. Once they've cleaned the meat, they go ahead and cut it up into 3-inch slices in preparation of running it through the grinder. The next step is assembling the spice mixture. Now, I can't sit there and tell you what all the spices are because that's the family recipe and that's what's kept them in business. I can tell you that the spices are provided by Sahadi and they are weighted out based on the amount of weight of pork product that is being used to make the sausage. Then the last step is cleaning of the casings that they receive from Swift. Now the casings come packed in a sea salt mixture and vacuum sealed. They have to be removed from the plastic casing package, and the sea salt must be thoroughly rinsed using clean water. Once they've completed in cleaning the casings, they refrigerate them until it's time to fill. So all the preparation's been made to actually make the sausage. Now it's time to mix the sausage. The pork product, which was sliced into 3-inch strips, is then fed directly into the grinder machine. The grinder is then operated to where the ground up sausage product directly goes into a commercial mixer. Once the product is fully ground up, it is shut off and set aside. The mixer is then turned to the on position, which begins mixing the pork product. The spice mixture is sprinkled in to the sausage, ground sausage at that time, or ground product at that time, and the end product is the sausage ready to be placed into the natural casings. The last and final step of making the sausage is filling the casings. The stuffing machine is filled with the ground sausage mixture. The filling tube is placed on the top of the machine, and onto that is one of the cleaned all-natural casings. There is a speed control valve on top that adjusts how fast the sausage mixture is forced out into the casing, and you adjust it based on the speed that you're comfortable with operating, filling the sausage. So you continue doing that until you've used up all the sausage product in the filling machine, and once you've accomplished that, you have a filled product which goes into the pre-approved containers and is stored either in a storage cooler or put on display for company sale. So while sausage may seem like just food on a table to anybody else, it's not the same for Gagliano's. It's a way of life. Gagliano's has been providing quality sausage to their customers for over 4 generations. They've been making it the same way since 1921, and they've maintained a standard which is very recognized to the families of Pueblo, Colorado. The information provided that has made this speech possible has been personal interviews with Anthony Gagliano and Josephine Pagano. They're the owners of Gagliano's Italian Market. The websites of the various vendors and suppliers of the products and materials that they use when making the sausage. These include Hobart Corporation, Sahadi Foods, Grady's Restaurant Supply, Mundial Cutlery Incorporated, Swift Transportation Company, and the Zuber Incorporated. Thank you very much.